Hello and thanks for joining us for another Airbrush Asylum video. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about class dates, so classes that are even coming up in the next few days, as well as December and next year. So we're going to cover those dates, explain to you about how you can book in for those. We're also going to talk a little bit about the Skull Harley that we've been working on. You can see the tank in the background there. So far I've completed the first stage on both sides of the tank. I'm going to show you that later on in this video, so make sure you stay tuned to the end so you can find out how we created that skull artwork. Okay, so let's take the opportunity to talk about classes. We are super excited that Dru Blair, Master of Photorealism, international artist, is going to be here tomorrow. So he's arriving in Australia today, but he is going to be here tomorrow. We're going to start setting up, and on Friday we kick off his photorealism class. So this year we're doing a female portrait course. So we're hosting Dru for that, and he's going to run through the entire course and get students to create a photorealism artwork. Obviously it's a female portrait. So we are going to showcase his course as well, as we have done in previous years. So we're going to do like snippets. So most likely I'm going to try and film every day, and we'll put some of those up so that you guys can see what students are creating and how the course is coming along. So that's the first thing that we've got going. Another date that I'd like you to remember is for anyone in Australia that lives out in country Australia. So if they can't get to one of our classes, and at the moment we're not booking until next year, there is an opportunity for you to take part in a class that we are being hosted for on the 8th of December. So that's a Saturday. And there are still some spots left. It's almost halfway booked, so you want to be quick. You've got to get in contact with Morwell Art and Framing. They're the people that are hosting us, so we're super excited about that. And the course that we will be running is the Level 1 one-day introductory airbrush course. So I can't wait to meet all the students out in Morwell and have a fun-filled airbrushing day out there. So thanks also to Morwell Art and Framing for hosting us. And obviously we will also showcase that particular course and probably show you a little bit about what they do. You know, they've got a pretty cool art shop. So that's the 8th of December. As I mentioned earlier, our classes don't kick off again until February next year. So the next date that we've got going is Saturday the 2nd of February, and that's also for our Level 1 one-day introductory airbrush course. We are also doing Sunday the 3rd of February, and that will be our advanced workshop. So that's where students can bring what they want to work on and, you know, take part in the course, and I'm there to help them out. Okay, so they're the two dates. I will link to all of these courses and information in the description below, so be sure to check that out, especially if you live in Australia. And so that's pretty much everything at the moment regarding courses. So why don't we now jump over to the artwork and take a look at how this Skull Harley chopper is coming along. Let's do it right now. Okay, so here we have the tank and the artwork so far on this particular side. I'll zoom in a bit more so you can get an idea of the detail. Now only the outside was masked, and I used another paper template just to get to gauge the shape and, you know, the location of all the nostrils and the eye sockets and jawbone and everything. So let me show you that in a second. I'll talk a little bit about the colors used so far. I used a Payne's Grey by Trident as my base, so that was straight over the black. Obviously thinning it to whatever specifications you like, and then I airbrushed freehand with white, so just thinned out white. And I'll spin it around and I'll show you the other side. And here we have the skull on the other side of the tank. So same procedure, started with the Payne's Grey, then moved on to my white and just the outside mask, which unfortunately I don't have to show you at the moment. That was literally just the negative section of what was cut out here. You can see these masks that I've done. I just freehand cut them with the X-Acto blade and just held them up so that I get my registration marks in there, so I don't actually have to draw on the surface of the tank. And then this additional one was, I just used black to black out those areas because they're not meant to be white or grey, they're meant to just be the tank black. The airbrush that I was using so far has been the Iwata CMSB Micron with the side cut. You may notice that I've removed the little adjustment piece on the back. I just prefer it without it. That way it just doesn't get in the way when I'm airbrushing, and I always run with the needle cap off, so it allows for a bit finer detailing and less hassle when you get tip drawing. So I'll link to a few of those things in the description. Now this Harley's going to get a lot more artwork. Obviously it's a complete skull theme. We're going to do something on the top of the tank as well as the front guard, rear guard, and there's a couple of side panels. I'm also going to incorporate some smoke flame coming off. So I do hope you enjoyed taking a look at this particular artwork. You will see more and more progress as the project goes along. We are also filming it in its entirety, so it will be released as a video here on YouTube. However, that's going to be a little while off, as I've got quite a few others to get through and edit and get them up as well. So apart from that, thanks for joining us. Feel free to hit subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, take care, grab your airbrush, and we'll see you again very, very soon for another video. And it's going to be in the midst of Dru Blair's course. So we'll catch you then. Bye for now.